A former West Mercia Police officer has been charged with misconduct in public office. Mark Cranfield, who resigned from the force, will appear at Worcester Magistrates Court tomorrow. Well, it comes as West Mercia Police and Crime Commissioner promises to tackle poor behaviour within the force following a high number of high-profile cases. And he joins me now. Mr Campion, good evening. Thank you for coming in. So what's gone wrong within the force?
So what we're seeing is a series of very high-profile and disgusting acts being reported and acted upon. We're seeing that behaviour challenged and ultimately those individuals brought to account for that behaviour, and that's got to be reassuring to the public that this is being rooted out of their police service.
You say reassuring. I'm not sure that the list that we are just about to show you and our viewers is particularly reassuring, because there have been 14 cases since January 2022. Offences include rape, sex with victims, racism and homophobia. That really is shocking. Is that a failure of leadership?
So absolutely, these are disgusting incidents that rightly shock myself and the public, and as the voice of the public in policing.
So how has it happened?
Well, this behaviour is in society and it is represented in policing, and we rightly hold police officers to a high standard, and this is about ensuring that we're seeking out this behaviour, it's being tackled and they're held accountable. It's in our society and we've got to make sure...
But surely officers and staff are vetted, aren't they? Because they're in these positions of responsibility. To say it's just a reflection of society, I think viewers might be a little bit appalled by that.
So absolutely, the higher standard that police officers are held accountable includes things like vetting to make those checks. But we're also seeing some of these things, and some of the incidents you referred to are conversations on social media and others, and we're seeing other police officers now feeling empowered to call it out, making sure it is reporting, because they don't want it in their police service either, so it can be acted upon. And the reason why I think it is reassuring is the fact that we've got to make sure that the type of behaviour we're seeing is consigned to the history books. It must be rooted out, and then it must be stopped from happening in the future.
How are you going to do that? You're responsible for holding the Chief Constable to account?
That's right, and I absolutely support the Chief Constable in the mission, in the national work to revet all police officers, but also greater resources for things like professional standards within West Mercia Police, but also backing her personal mission to show the leadership to say this isn't the standards that we have in policing, this is not what our public and communities expect, and indeed it won't be tolerated, and it will be rooted out and indeed actively sought out.
And those people who've actually resigned before they were sacked or disciplined, do they keep their pension?
Well, there are options to be able to consider taking away the pension of police officers who have committed that offence in the line of their duty, and whenever that is the case, absolutely those are considered.
But some people then who have resigned before any disciplinary action's been taken have kept their pension.
So if what they have committed isn't in the course of their duty, then you can't consider taking away their pension. But my commitment is to the public, absolutely, every avenue to ensure those that have committed this type of behaviour are held accountable. And we've seen some really significant sentences to former and serving police officers recently, and that shows the severity of the punishment that does go with these issues.
And just a very brief but really important one, trust. Can people have trust in West Mercia Police right now?
This is a very, very small number of police officers. There's a huge number of police officers out there that share the community's disgust, and it will be rooted out, and we will ensure we maintain that confidence in policing in West Mercia.
Okay. John Campion, appreciate your time.